know, because I've learned a lot of new things this week about this whole Travis Scott situation.
Okay.
And I want to know if you 100% still agree with everything that you said last week or if anything has changed, if you've learned anything new.
Okay. So do I still think that he shouldn't be blamed?
Yes. That's one.
1000% yes. You're never going to change my mind.
Okay.
Unless he was on stage telling people to trample people and kill them, yes, you're not gonna change my mind. Do you have
Okay.
some news that will change my mind?
Well, so like some of the news that I got was that the chief of police talked with Travis Scott and his people before the show and told them that there was a very unruly crowd out there and gave them the heads up that basically they shouldn't go out there, and they chose to do it anyways.
Okay.
Now, I understand that that's not on him.
Can I stop you real quick?
Yes, go ahead.
Did the chief of police actually say this to the media?
Smart.
Or is someone else reporting that the chief of police said this to Travis Scott? Is there a video of the chief of police? Is it in writing? Where is this at?
I mean, I don't have that.
Okay. Well, keep going. Let me look this up.
Okay, so do you know about past issues that have happened at Travis Scott concerts? Do you know about the man who was paralyzed because he climbed? Now, I understand this is on him also. However, that climbed like a scaffolding and Travis Scott told him to jump.
Okay.
So he did. And now he's paralyzed.
Okay.
Now, I understand that's on him. However, this is a guy who was probably easily influenced by a guy like Travis Scott telling him to jump.
Okay.
And also, hasn't he been arrested in the past for like encouraging crowds to get extremely rowdy? And even though they were told not to by security and stuff.
Okay. Anything else?
I don't think so. That's the majority of it.
Let me just, okay. I appreciate you giving me these facts.
Okay.
I'm with you. I understand what you're saying completely. I understand why all of those things, when saying them out loud, can make you go, wow, perhaps he's a part of the problem. Look, I'm not saying he's not a part of the problem. I'm saying he's not the problem. Okay. There are many different things that happen at a show that could go wrong, that hundreds of people are responsible for. To blame just him is wrong. It's just wrong. That's all I'm saying. But here's the thing about unruly crowds and security being told that perhaps the crowd's too rowdy, or a fan climbing on something and the performer telling them to jump and the fan getting hurt. It happens at concerts. That's why we go to these concerts. We go to have a good fucking time. Sometimes things go too far and perhaps people get hurt and perhaps people die. This isn't the first time. I feel like too much focus. And again, I could be completely wrong here. This is my perception. Too much of the focus is on Travis Scott, who he is, and what type of artist he is. Too much.
You mentioned that a little bit on the last episode, that we don't need to know what type of music this is to talk about what type of person, I guess. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to put people into a category based off the genre of music and say that's why it's happening.
Yes.
So let me ask you, if you're put in his shoes and you're backstage before you go on to the stage and they tell you, hey, listen, you have an extremely unruly crowd out there. This is probably going to get bad. If you do go out there, what's your decision that you make?
So put me in Travis Scott's shoes the night of the concert. Someone comes up to me and says, hey, the crowd's too rowdy. Perhaps you shouldn't go on stage. People could get hurt. You're asking me to make that decision right now.
Yes. Before you answer, though.
Okay.
Would it be smart, if you are in that position, to go out there and before you get going, try to calm down the crowd as much as possible?
Good question. Yes.
Okay.
I, as a performer and a person who loves to perform and loves the fact that people appreciate watching me perform, would get on stage and say, hey, everybody, take care of each other.
It's a big thing that I've been seeing going across social media here lately is the one, all these bands that do say that, they are like enticing people to do mosh pits and to have fun, but they're also putting across the message to everybody, listen, man, help people if they're down. This is still about fun, but it's also about taking care of people too, making sure that nobody's getting hurt and just having fun. But the other thing that I've been seeing coming across social media is a lot of videos that people are posting. And I know that it's against Travis Scott, basically saying that he did a wrong move by doing what he did. However, it's videos of bands like Linkin Park and other bands like that who have, it's a video of them saying, or, telling, like stopping their show while something bad is going on in the crowd to make sure that that gets fixed before they continue on.
Right.
Now, I understand that they're putting these videos out to say that Travis Scott didn't do this.
Sure. He didn't.
But right. But do you think that he knew what was going on while he was on the stage?
I don't know. I don't live inside his brain, but I honestly, if I'm giving you my educated guess, no, I don't think he knew. I don't think he knew.
So
and again, there have been people that stop shows. You can find thousands of videos of people doing this. Dave Grohl, Linkin Park, fucking Guns N' Roses, fucking Pennywise. Again, thousands. You can find videos of people doing this. What does that have to do with that show, that moment, that guy, that stage, those lights, that crowd, that sound? I could keep going. What does it have to do with him? They're not the same. And I get what and again, if you're trying to like educate people who don't go to shows like this, that, hey, there are good outcomes to shows this big and people can be safe, great, educate people. But if you're using it just to fucking make Travis Scott look like a piece of shit, well, then you're an asshole too. That's my only point. I fucking saw Nick Carter posted a video from the Backstreet Boys. The Backstreet Boys posted a video of like, he helped out. He like pointed at a fan who like fell down. I'm like, hey, Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys. No one cares. And in his little, blurb was like, it is possible to keep people safe at shows, just FYI. Hey, fuck you, Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys.
I like how you keep putting emphasis on that.
Asshole. No one's going crazy at your show. No one's getting hurt. You're an asshole.
Another thing that I seen on social media too was somebody talking about like Travis Scott having his in-ears in. And that when you do, you've got so many things going on in your ears that it's hard to even think much. And so if you're not physically seeing this stuff going on, you're definitely not hearing it going on because of everything that's going on in your ears.
Correct. Look, we could make a dozen excuses for him or against him. At the end of the day, if he didn't go, okay, look, at the end of the day, as long as he didn't say to whoever said, hey, it's pretty rowdy out there, we might want to think about calling it. As long as he didn't say, fuck everybody, I don't care if anyone dies, then I'm going to not blame everything on him. That's it.
Okay, so I have one more question to end this conversation. If you are in Travis Scott's shoes and all this goes down, do you think before the end of the show, you know what has gone on? There's no way that you don't, right? There's no way that you make it out of there without somebody, if you didn't physically see it, that there's no way you get out of there without people knowing or without you knowing what has happened, right?
Do I think he knew on stage that people were dying?
So when he got off of stage, before he left that venue, he had to have known what had happened, right? He had to have known the unruliness and everything that happened out in the crowd, right?
Okay, unruliness and people dying are two different things.
Okay, either way.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
here's why I asked is because apparently he still went to the after party at Dave and Buster's afterwards. And if something that just happened, like it happened, and you knew, would you still go to the after party?
Dude, if I got off stage and someone said, "Hey, people are dying out there," no, I wouldn't go to Dave and Buster's. Probably not.
Straight for you.